This is KGW News at Sunrise.
Headed out, everyone. You should be aware that the roads are problematic in some places, so just make sure you check things out before you head out. Weather a big factor in this. The rain continues in the metro area. Rod will talk more about that and what's going on here just ahead. Plus, the weekend winter weather is still causing major delays at airports here and across the country. We caught up with some travelers to see how they're coping with what is truly a nightmare and big waves at the coast. A closer look we saw yesterday as the National Weather Service calls for surges to reach 35 feet today. Rod, we were talking about this earlier. We saw some rivers crest. I mean, water everywhere, they say.
I don't mean to smile on my face, but I chuckled at the huge. I'm curious to see, is that what the Weather Service is calling this? A huge wave warning? That's what was on our banner.
I would imagine it's nothing to mess with, right? I mean, if you're going to go down there and storm watch, you stay well away.
I'm not messing with huge wave warnings. All right, by the way, the huge wave, I love that phrase, by the way, huge wave warnings due to a big upper level low that's parked offshore that's going to be coming in during the day today. The good news I have is that the biggest push rain that quickly has driven our rivers up in stage was what came in last evening in the overnight, and that has now passed. We will still see, potentially an inch of rain coming in today, but the rivers, most of them that quickly rose up are already starting to go back down at this hour, so that's good news. This just shows you a bunch of colors. The only thing I want you to realize out of this map is all those colored areas are some sort of a watch or warning for crazy weather today. The ones we're most closely watching, the wind warning for the coast, valley wind advisory posted through 7 p.m. today. Cascades will start to get heavy snow as low as 4,500 feet later this afternoon. High winds in Bend, the Dalles out through the Columbia Basin. Obviously, high water spots still expected. We'll talk more in detail about all of that coming up. Right now, it's 44 out of PDX. This is still where east winds are cooling areas out near the gorge and the Columbia River. The rest is 50s, and we'll mainly be in the 50s today with rain coming. Winds currently are gusting between 30 and 40 miles per hour across a good chunk of the Metro Valley. We'll talk more about that coming up as well. Stephanie?
Rod, thank you so much. Rod talked about this. There is a lot of ponding already on the interstate. I hit it on my drive into work this morning. Also, a lot of standing water in the city and closures because Bryant Clerkley joins us now with more on that. Hey, Bryant, how are you doing?
Good, Stephanie. Yes, standing water, closures, ponding, that's what we're dealing with right now here at Highway 30. Let me show you what we got. So this is the area that's closed, Highway 30 and Marina Drive. So yeah, you can't get past here. So if you want to take a detour, you can go to Skyline Boulevard and that'll take you around. So it's not just this, it's the ponding and the washed out part of the road. So we did see rocks on the road on Northwest Saltzman Road and here on Highway 30. So crews, took about 10-15 minutes to remove those rocks from the road. So if you're coming down Highway 30, you want to drive slowly and be really careful because there is a lot of water on the road, and previously there were a lot of rocks on the road. So, you don't want to blow out a tire or anything. So you just want to be really cautious. And when you get to Marina Drive, you will not be able to go any farther. They've been turning cars away, or cars have been turning around on this side and I think on the other side too. So yeah, just, a lot of issues here on Highway 30. And we also saw crews checking the train tracks to make sure that, none of the train tracks were washed out. So it'll be safe for those trains to travel. So yeah, lots of ponding and washed out parts of the road and just high water. And in the city, on our way out here, we noticed a lot of that high water on the sidewalk. That'll make it really difficult for pedestrians to walk because you're going to be maybe knee-deep water or even ankle-deep water. So everyone just needs to take it slow and be very careful today. And who knows how long Highway 30 is going to be closed. But like I said, you can take Skyline Boulevard Boulevard as a detour in that. So yeah, like I said, everyone just needs to be really careful and take it easy on their morning commutes. Stephanie?
Bryant, thank you for the tip, the workaround for that for folks who need to drive this morning. I appreciate it. Of course, it's not just the flooding and the pooling and those things on the road. There are power outages as well. We want to get you up to speed on that. Portland General reporting 900 outages with more than 12,000 customers affected. The majority of those this morning are in the Portland and Salem area. A lot of the coastal counties also getting hit hard. Pacific Power reporting, 269 outages with more than 30,000 customers affected. They're responding to multiple reports of downed trees and power lines. Rod's talked about the wind. We know the ground is saturated. Those crews will work throughout the morning to restore service quickly as possible. I do want to give you an update for our friends up in Clark County. No major power outages to report at this point, so knock on wood there for those folks. From the coast to the gorge, we want to know what your area looks like. You can text photos to us. That number, 503-226-5088, and we will share that information as it comes in. Thank you for taking the time to share that. That major winter storm that swept across the country recently is still keeping tens of thousands of travelers from getting home or even making it to their holiday destination in the first place. It is a mess. Nationwide, FlightAware reports more than 3,000 flights already delayed or canceled today. Southwest Airlines says it will operate at 1/3 its schedule for the next several days after canceling roughly 70% of its schedule yesterday. It's even affecting our own crew. KGW reporter Mike Benner got stuck in St. Louis after his flight was canceled for the 5th time since Thursday.
The looks on the faces of the people working here at the airport, you can't help but feel for them. It's not their fault, clearly. But as a dad, just trying to get home with one of my 3 kids, it's taking everything I have to keep my cool.
Oh, Mike. Gosh, I'll keep my fingers crossed you get home. As for travelers in Portland, PDX already reporting cancellations this morning, so do check with your airline before you head to the airport. And travelers are not faring much better to our north. Last check this morning, there are 24 delays and 77 cancellations into or out of SeaTac, which obviously for a lot of folks in Portland, they fly up there to connect elsewhere. The majority of those delays and cancellations are on Alaska and Southwest Airlines, as we've already told you about. Now to some headlines we're following for you this morning. A stretch of the historic orbit, and the falls is closed this morning due to downed trees and ice that's still covering the road. All lanes have been closed since Sunday, and a few miles east of that closure, another 7 miles of highway is closed between Bridal Veil and Ainsworth State Park. The city of Portland is asking everyone to avoid the Willamette River, oh boy, due to the overflow of sewage. The overflow is due to heavy rain. We know this. The big pipe system that I was here at KGW when we, put that whole thing in, it does have capacity, and when it hits it, that's that. So this affects the stretch of the river downstream of Willamette Park. It is still ongoing, and apparently they test this stuff. So officials say overflow is 80% stormwater and 20% sewage. Just don't mess with it one way or the other. I don't know why you'd want to. The weather's terrible outside.
I don't want to be the tester.
No one.
Go stick your finger in that.
No, thank you. I'm good. I'll just look at it from afar. All right, let's talk about Hoodoo ski area. It closed because of all the rain. It will reopen tomorrow morning. You can expect the hours from 9 to 9 when it does reopen, but just double check skihoodoo.com for updates there. Those are some of your Tuesday morning headlines. If you're headed to the coast over the next couple days, the National Weather Service says to expect big waves. I've now switched it to big instead of huge. Whatever it is, guys, it's a deal breaker if you're too close to the water out there. Yesterday, there were breakers around 20 feet. Today, they could get as big as 35 feet. National Weather Service cautions that so-called rogue waves can come out of nowhere, sneaker waves. We often think about it, a lot of debris out there in the water right now, and they could be much bigger than 35 feet. And they, again, nicknamed sneaker waves because they sneak up on you. So please, please, please be careful.
I mean, we can get bigger waves, but we don't get them this big that often.
No.
So to your point, it's just not a safe day to be on the beach. Stay in the restaurant, look out the window or the hotel or whatever and look
Nice
out and go, wow.
clam chowder in a bread bowl,
Yes.
just
That is perfect.
Leave it alone.
It's a storm warning at the coast for those 34 to 35 foot seas. Well, this is the kicker day, meaning the end of all the craziness that started last week. We've got the freezing rain and the sleet and the snow, and the gorge went incredibly cold for days and days and days. It's right around 32 out in Hood River right now. Hood River, you folks, this is absolutely a high confident call that you will warm into the 40s today. The east winds will completely end today with the weather system that's moving in this morning, and that will end freezing temps for the foreseeable future in the gorge with any winter weather. It'll be over. The surface front is marching inland. The trailing upper level low is this ball of moisture you see out there. It's that tight upper level low that's fueling high winds and fueling those big seas to some 34, 35 feet today. Wow. All right, coast wind warning. This is up through 7 for gusts 60 to 80 miles per hour, 7 p.m. The valley wind advisory also up till 7 p.m. for gusts of 40 to 55. I still believe the main threat of the bulk of us, like in downtown Portland, downtown Salem, getting a south wind to 45 or 50 will be through about 10 o'clock this morning, but it'll still be noticeably breezy and windy throughout the day. Cascade snow levels come down about 4,000 feet later today. So late today, some of the passes will start to get snow. Bend, the Dalles, Madras, Maupin, out toward Pendleton, also under wind advisory for 55 mile per hour winds. That goes through tonight. And then obviously we've had high water issues already. You're going to continue to look out for that. Keep in mind, we've seen about 2 inches of rain in Portland and Salem going back the last 30 hours. We have another inch today. So it's going to be a total storm event of about 3 inches. Good news is the bulk of that rapid rain rate activity was last evening. A lot of the rivers went whoop straight up, and those rivers are already starting to go straight back down. But we'll keep an eye on that obviously throughout the day. Here's Futurecast 9:30 this morning. It's just raining. Snow levels starting to fall this afternoon in the mountains and the Cascades. Here we are breaking into showers this evening. And then tomorrow, it's just scattered showers and typical light breezes, and we're back to normal, including out in the gorge. Right now, south winds gusting in 32 in McMinnville, Aurora to 30 miles per hour, Eugene 37, North Bend 44. Notice much of the Oregon up into Washington is seeing someone, look at the rain, it's coming sideways. Woo, 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 woo. Look at that. That's that live camera in Newport. That's all. Yeah, I'm not kidding, Steph. That's always fun to look at. Real quick, I'm going to show you the temperatures and then your 7-day. If you're not near the gorge, you're in 50s, 54 in Kelso, 54 in Salem. Starting tomorrow, we are back to normal. I hope normal for you feels good. Normal for me is kind of so-so at my age. We'll be back in a moment.